It's fall and it's getting cooler, which means it's time to think about fall planting. Our friends at Nature's Corner are already thinking ahead for spring color. Here's a look at some of those things to plant for upcoming seasons.
So this fall, we're going to think spring. And what I mean by that is we're going to plant fall bulbs for spring color. Now's the time to start thinking about that. Fall bulbs now are hardy bulbs that you put in the ground, meaning when you plant them, you don't have to dig them up all the time, you just leave them in the ground. And there's a lot of different varieties to choose from. There's daffodils, tulips, all this bright color. And trust me, a little bit of work right now pays off in the spring when all of this color comes up. And it always comes up right when you're itching to see something, when it's really early in the spring. So when you're purchasing your bulbs, read the label. Some will bloom early spring, mid-spring, or late spring. And it's fun to mix those up so you have more extended color throughout the entire season. A lot of different kinds like crocus, muscari, those are some of the first ones to pop up. They're really low to the ground. You'll even see them start to flower with a little bit of snow on the ground. Tulips and daffodils will come up after that. And again, mixed colors, mixed different sizes. With the sizes, a lot of people ask me, how deep do I plant the bulbs? Well, the good rule of thumb is if your bulb is about 1 inch thick, then you should put about 1 inch of soil on top of it. If you have like an allium bulb, might be about 2 or 3 inches big, so you want 2 or 3 inches of soil on top of that. So that's how deep you're gonna make your hole. With a lot of your daffodils and tulips, I recommend making a hole and putting a few bulbs in that hole. So when they come up, it looks like a bouquet of flowers instead of just one here and there and here and there. Bulbs do like it well drained, so use some peat moss or bumper crop when you're planting so it doesn't hold too much moisture. When you're all done planting your bulbs, you can put a thin layer or 2 inches of hardwood shredded mulch over the top of it. Bulbs like to be planted when the air temperature is consistently 65 degrees or cooler. You don't want to plant them when it's too warm or too early in the fall because they'll start to sprout. So as we get later into the season, that's the time you can start planting them. When you fertilize them, you can use bulb tone or bone meal, which is a slow-release granule. You put that right on top of the bulb as you're planting it. A lot of people will ask me how to keep critters away. I know if you have chipmunks or rabbits come out and eat them in the spring, I would recommend that you just purchase the bulbs that they don't like to eat. Repelzol and Momax are 2 different animal repellents that will work to help deter them, but really pick and choose the types of bulbs that are going to be best for your area to keep the maintenance low on yourself. Bulbs do like a sunny spot or part sun area, so keep that in mind as well when you're placing them. And you can even look at your landscape right now, and if there's some bare areas where you want to see that splash of color in the spring, that's where you should come and put some bulbs in. So a little bit of work this fall will really pay off in spring. If you have any questions about what types of bulbs to use in your landscape, stop into Nature's Corner and we're happy to help.